do. There was a group of 50, it was 50, 90-year-olds. They asked them, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently? And one of the things they said, they compiled it, they all came down to basically three things. One of them was, I would have reflected more. Sometimes we just kind of just go through without reflecting and thinking and pondering. And I think we miss the moments. We miss some of the moments of life. If these 50, 90-year-olds said, if I do it all over again, I would have reflected more. That was one of the things. Another thing they said, they would have invested in more things that would have outlasted them. They're getting to the subject, what matters the most? What does matter the most? I mean, lots of things matter. It matters that you pay your bills. It matters that you keep your car up. Relationships matter. Eating the right food matters. Going to bed on time matters. I mean, there's lots of things that matter. You know, if you would talk to the economists, they'd tell you what really matters. If you talk to the presidential candidates, they'll tell you what matters. We could, there's lots of things that matter. All you got to do is turn on the TV and hear a commercial. They'll tell you what supposedly matters. It's 2 for $5 if you buy it here now. Oh, boy, you know, money matters. And you know, how we spend our money is a big deal. What matters the most? Person said the main thing is that the main thing should be the main thing. That's the main thing. Well, what's the main thing? It doesn't matter what you've done. What matters is what you choose to do from here. What do you think about that one? That's a great quote. I think it's a really good quote. Up to this point, I mean, you can't do anything about the past, right? What can we do? Who doesn't have some sort of regrets? Who couldn't have done something better? We all could have done things better. You know, whatever it is. I mean, unless you're that rare individual that takes the ACT or the SAT and doesn't miss one thing. There are not many of those. Maybe one every 5 years that does that. Maybe they would have probably still done something better in that case.
Probably quicker.
Could have done it quicker.
Exactly.
Wasted time. It doesn't matter what you've done. Just pause on that one. I think lots of us live in the past. There was a simple book. I don't even know what book it was. When I was, after I became a Christian, I started reading. I didn't like reading before. My mother was an English teacher. It ground on her that I did. But she loved me anyway. And I knew she loved me. I just couldn't fathom why anyone would like to read. It was beyond my understanding. Until I came to know Jesus, I was hungry. I was hungry for more. I was hungry. King James Bible. I had a King James Bible here and a dictionary here. Benita told me later that the King James Bible is a sophomore in college reading level. No wonder I never would like that. But you know, you come across propitiation. What in Jesus' name is that? So you look it up. Concupiscence. How about that one? It's in the King James Bible. Let's look it up.
Wow.
I looked them all up. Lasciviousness. How about that one? They're all in there.
It's also in the Catholic Bible.
Oh, I know they are.
Yep.
But simple ones, like when you're 16, 17, what's righteousness mean? What's the difference between righteousness and justification? Can you spit it out right now? They're similar. But anyway, I would have my body, you know, but I learned. It doesn't matter what you've done. Can we pause on that one? Does it matter what you've done? Paul says, this one thing I do, forget what was in the past. The good and the bad. What I thought was good, maybe it wasn't so good. I mean, he talked about all his schooling that he had. I impressed towards what the heck. Well, what matters is what you choose to do from there. That's what matters. I think we can all agree on this one, can't we? This one isn't a difficult one to agree with. Now the next one might be what do you think about this one? In life, it doesn't matter what people say about you, but what matters most is what you say about yourself. You're smiling over here. What's going on? You're getting, something is going on. The bells are going off. Some sort of bells are going off.
Yes, that's true. It's got it. Yay.
What do you? How would you answer this one? Yes to this one or no to this one? Or I'd say yes and no. How about that? Yes, it matters, but no, sometimes it doesn't matter. How many know if you're deceived, that's not a good one for you? How many understand that?
Yeah.
If you ain't seeing correct, what you think about you is bad. But you don't want to let other people control it. But you know, the most important, you know, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he, right? I mean, really, the main thing that's holding us back is how we view ourselves.
Depends if you've gotten over them and if you've gotten over yourself.
It's very hard. I do this exercise sometimes when I counsel people. It's a basic exercise. It's the mirror exercise. Many people don't like to look in the mirror. Why?
Well, if you don't like your physical self, you're probably not going to like your mental self either.
There's a lot in that. Because the mirror, you can see yourself. It's like becoming it's owning yourself at this point. And we don't want to get that honest. Many times. But there's a lot of truth in this one. But it's not the pinnacle of truth here. How you see yourself is not the pinnacle of truth. I think we understand this. And another one by Tony Evans. Your life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you want, but only once. Invest it and don't waste it. Invest it in something that matters to you and matters for eternity. Oh, I like it. Some people say, well, you know, is what God wants, but it doesn't matter to me. How many understand this one? Because you're just living under guilt. That doesn't work. It's got to matter to you and matter to God. If it doesn't matter to you, you're not going to be motivated. It includes both of them. Oh, I totally agree with that. I think we all understand this. But each of us, our life is like a coin. Just contemplate on that. That's a great statement, isn't it? We spend it. Just like those 90-year-olds. If I had to do it all over again. What would I have done differently? Someday, you might be that 90-year-old. But then you can start today. Right? Moses' ministry started when he was 80. His formal ministry. I always liked that. Retirement for Moses meant put on a new set of tires. He got retired. And Richie Norton, stay centered on what matters by keeping what matters at the center. That's what we do. Stay centered on what matters by keeping what matters at the center. Isn't that, there's lots of things that are vying for our center. When the phone rings, all of a sudden it's screaming. It's wanting to be the centerpiece right in that moment. There's lots of things that are screaming to be the centerpiece of our life. So what matters most? How do you decide between what matters and what really matters? That's even a little bit further. Now we're going to get even to. It's easy to determine between good and bad. We know that stealing is not what matters, so we don't steal. But how do you determine between what's this would be better than this, but this is best? How do you determine between what's really good and what's best? I think that's the harder decisions in life, between what's better and best. Well, it's good to do this, and it'd be nice to do this, it'd be okay to do, and it's not bad to do that. But what's best? How do you decide between what matters and what really matters? Let's get in little groups, let's talk about it.